Well, hi. How's it going, everyone? We are live, and I'm here with Dylan. He's gonna finish up with runes today, and we're gonna talk a little bit about just witchy stuff and this and that and that and this and you know, it's in my bed.
Did you want to hop right into it, or did you want to talk about anything first?
No, let's just get on our discussion with. Oh well, wait. I should say this is probably not the best show for your kids to watch, and we are going to talk about things like witchcraft and some probably adult topics. Not sure exactly what they'll be yet. Rune's not the adult topic, but there's got to be something. I'm sure so that will come
Random
up.
people pop in. You never know.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to like keep it. We'll keep it at least PG, but I probably would take the little kids away. And then also, we're not here to be in any way derogatory to anyone else's beliefs. We're just stating. I'm just stating my own or whatever. We're just talking about us. So
we just got some information.
Just got some fun information and some fun stuff to impart to everybody. And if you have any questions, you can get me on this. Just send your questions to skeletonkeywitches@gmail.com, which I got at the bottom of the screen. So you can send in questions there, or you can put them in the chat. I will get the chat going here as well. So if you have any comments or questions, you can go for it in the chat. And all destinations. Okay, good. I think I got it. So no matter whether you're on Prometheus or if you're on Skeleton Key, or if you're on my YouTube channel, you can come and get in the chat as well. So go ahead and finish up what you were telling us about runes from the other day.
So yesterday we were talking about like reading the runes, as in like casting the runes, kind of like tarot card reading.
Yes.
But there's another thing that you can use it for, and that's for literal reading and writing. And the way that I've used it is a phonetic.
Okay.
So instead of rather than replacing letters, you're actually just mimicking sounds based on the shapes that you see. So let me get you an example of what a word might look like. Let's see here. So we've got sitting on the bed here with us, we've got one of these things. And this doesn't look like anything. It looks like maybe a couple trees, like a bad drawing of stick trees or something. But it actually says cat. And it's made up of three sounds. So you got the k with the C, the k, a, and t. Those three sounds combined make the word cat. And you can make longer words. And we'll kind of show you what each of these symbols sounds like.
And you were saying something about it didn't matter what language you were speaking, that you could put any words together in any language because you were building them phonetically.
Yep, and I'll see if I can you give me a word to do that with?
How about forest?
That's a non-English word?
Yeah, like a forest of trees.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me an example of a non-English word.
Oh, a non-English word. How about gato?
Gato?
Yeah, which is cat in Spanish.
All right, well, I'll go over all of those real quick here. So,
gato.
Forest.
Bob.
And what was the other ones?
Roberto. Esta es Roberto.
Right, so I've got three words here. So gato, let's see. And we'll go over what the sounds are here too. So here's gato. You got g-a-t-o. Here would be forest. Be f-o-r-est. Yeah, it's kind of weird to sound these out. Yeah. And this right here would be super duper. It doesn't look like it at first, but you can kind of see the two, the ooper duper. Those three letters are repeated in that word, so you can kind of see how that is as well. But you can use it kind of shorten some words too. Here is the full alphabet of sounds. Just gonna scan this by.
I remember back in the day when you actually had shorthand, and it was like it looked kind of like that.
So it's kind of a little
I
different.
took a whole class on shorthand, and now it's like,
Yep.
what was the point, you know?
Yeah, so let me just go ahead and go over the sounds. I don't know if, let me see if, I kind of like this one because I wrote out the words that they actually sound like here. So that'd be the a in at, a in crate, and ha. So they're kind of like, they're all similar because they all made by the A's, but they all have their own specific sound. You'd be surprised at how specific some of these sounds get.
Mm-hmm.
Just one letter can be so many different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So B looks like that. B is in bog. C is in cat. Sometimes you see it as the above. But the way that I write it, it's a difference between we were talking earlier before with the elder furlough and the young. So there's a little bit of difference between those. D is in dog.
Oh yeah, it's a different.
The E, the E, as I guess I shouldn't be naming it out. So it's a, b, k, d, like the D in a dog. The D. It's kind of weird to just say the D sound without anything else behind it. As an elephant, or E. E is an east. This can sometimes be spelled other ways using English, but it's the E sound. As in fox. This is the sharp G as in go. There's also the J sound that we'll get to later, but that's kind of like a J. I actually could put that on the end because it's a little bit special. We got the H for hello. Huh. Yeah. There's two different forms of the I. Typically, there's the I as an igloo, or I as an ice cream, or I myself. And then here's that J. This is the J sound, but sometimes it can be the Y as well. So like Jorgen and Jorgen, and they're spelled the same, but they sound different depending on how you read it.
And then too, you can also, the runes have other meanings as well. Like Fehu, which looks like an F, can also mean wealth. Like if you're using them for divination.
Yeah, so they all have their
pull
own.
it out, and that's what you would equate that with.
Yeah, so each of these actually had, before writing was a big thing. Each of the symbols actually would just kind of represent a thing. So that what was the name? I can't remember.
Fehu.
Fehu.
Yeah.
That at that's Fehu. That literally meant I think it was cattle. Yeah, it's literally translated to cattle. But then it was just the sound when they actually started using words. But each of these letters you can look up. They all have their own translation, their own meaning for divination. And we went over the process of actually casting rings last time. Yeah,
we didn't talk a lot about using the runes as divination, like how to actually read them. And that's probably still a topic for another day.
Yeah, I mean, we might have time enough to continue on that too.
Well, we don't have any rune stones though to throw, so we have to get us some stones. But I do use my the pendulum. We could ask the pendulum some questions.
Yeah, I'm sure
for divination, because it is fun to be able to tell things. And my friend Terry uses it for talking to the spirits. And last night they did a live investigation of the Alabama. It's Alabama Graceland, and it is haunted as fuck. And that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, it's something else. And it was kind of scary, but those guys are pretty brave. They were there, and it was dark, and that was pretty brave, because it was scary as fuck.
There's actually there's a virtual reality game that I could probably have you play. It's kind of like a training simulator for ghost hunting.
Oh yeah,
it's called Phasmophobia.
I should.
You get all the different tools, and you see how they kind of work, and you kind of triangulate and see if you can find where they're coming from. So I just hold on to
my. This is my pendulum. I wear it all the time. I've been wearing it for like 35 years or something, or more. And so I'll ask it to show me yes. And I just kind of hold on to it and then ask it to just show me what yes looks like with you today on this day. And it is gonna start to kind of go in a circle because yes is a circle. Don't be a goofball. Okay. And then I want you to stop. Okay. Now show me no.
I don't know if it's on the camera yet.
Show me no. I don't think it is on the camera, but it's doing its thing. Show me no. And then look, there it goes back and forth. We're in tune. I'm in tune with this little guy a lot more than Big Bob, but I do like Big Bob. And I've been working with Big Bob, trying to get Bob to tune in with me, and it's working. It takes a little while, I think, to get your mojo on your stuff. When you're talking about witchy items that you use, I think like tarot cards and your, divination pendulum, things like that. They kind of have to stick with you, for a little bit. Like put them in your pocket and carry it around.
So tune to it.
You have to be in tune. Yeah, you have to tune in with it because it has a particular vibration as well. Everything in nature has a vibration, and we have to align ourselves with the vibration that we want to pick up on. So let's see. Let's ask. Did Bob have to leave his home because he was annoying to his previous owner?
Goodness, the fuzzy Bob, not the Bob you're holding.
I don't know if it's going to answer a question about Bob.
Are you asking about me?
Okay. Let's ask, is Dylan going to go with me on an adventure to Alabama? Oh, look what it's doing. Dude. Look. You know what answer that is, don't you?
I am not a drowser, so I don't know.
Dude, that's a yes.
We'll see about that.
Let's ask it again. Okay. Will Dylan be going on an adventure with me to Alabama in the next 30 days? Oh, really? Okay. Will Dylan ever go on an adventure to Alabama? Well, I think yes is the answer. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go on, take the river and go out my front door and go down across the river, right across the street and go in the river and go all the way to Alabama because my friend Terry lives on a river. So I could get to her house from my house.
It'd take a long way to get back.
Well, you'd have to just get, rent a truck or something to come back. See, the pendulum even says yes. That would be a fun adventure, wouldn't it?
A week on the boat.
God dang. It would take you a month to get there.
They got.
It's saying yes. Wouldn't that be fun, though, to start in the springtime and just get down there about midsummer or something? I don't know. No, it would probably take not that long. 30 days. I bet you could be there in 30 days. If anybody has any information about how long a river trip like that would take,
Oh, I'm sure you'll look it up.
Because I did look up on the map, and you can get there. So, all right. So let's ask something about. Here we go. Will they be able to cleanse all the spirits from Alabama Graceland? It's saying yes. Yes, that you will be able to cleanse all the spirits from Alabama Graceland. and send them on home. Send them on home.
What is the
All right.
process of doing that?
So, the process of cleansing, a lot of, praying and use of witch items like bells and this herbs and stuff, and burning sage and things like that, and just basically telling them go, move on.
Get out of here, ghost.
Yeah, you use different. You can use different oils, like you can anoint your candles and stuff, and there's different things to do. I've never actually sent them packing.
So
I send them, like, I keep them out of my house just because I have the protection packet above the door in my house, and so it keeps them outside. Are there any? I'm going to ask the pendulum. Are there any spirits around my place that need to be cleansed or sent packing? Pendulum. Of the things around my house, which I know there's several, are there any that need to be sent packing? And it says no.
So, when I die, how do I haunt my house?
Do you want to stay and haunt your house?
Well, that's all I want stuff.
Why would you want to haunt your house?
I don't know. Maybe it's better than where I'm going.
No, see, that's the thing. You can make it whatever you want. Heaven is whatever you think it is. Is heaven is whatever you make it, isn't it? We're asking the pendulum.
On many contexts, that would be
Hey,
true.
buddy, what is it? Heaven is what you make it, isn't it? And it's saying yes right now. Like it's going to be a big yes at some point if I let it go all the way. It's going in a circle. It's going to go in a bigger circle. I knew it. Because, if you think it's going to be fire and brimstone, then sadly that's probably what you're going to get. And if you think it's going to be heavenly pillows of clouds and refreshing rain every morning, and then sunny beautiful skies at night, and in the evening, and then at night starry skies.
But I can have fire and brimstone here now. I don't need to die for
that's
that.
The thing. No, I know it. This, I think that the afterlife is payment for all the crap that you go through here on Earth.
I hope so, because otherwise it's a thankless piece of crap the whole way through.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually pretty great. It's an amazing experience that,
to be human is an amazing experience.
Just to have like the existence, like compared to all the impossibilities of the universe and everything.
See the pendulum saying yes, it is too. It is an amazing experience to be a human being, and to get to do all the things that human beings do.
You asked about Graceland.
Oh, Graceland. Did somebody ask about Graceland?
I don't know. I think you were talking about Graceland at some point.
Oh, yeah. And I think Terry and Jess are going to get all the spirits out of Graceland, which is good because there were some like really kind of disturbing stuff there. And but I think it's in Alabama. So, Alabama Graceland. And they I guess they kind of named it that because of the decor there. It was like powder blue, carpet and stuff like that, and so they just thought of Graceland, in Memphis, and which I have been there. It was one of those things that bucket list thing. I couldn't live my whole life or have been in Memphis, Tennessee, and not went to Graceland. Come on. It's iconic. You have to go. And so we went, and it was much smaller than I thought it would be. I mean, it was like almost like anybody's house, like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like the dining room was just a dining room, it wasn't like this palatial spread, that you might think of when you're talking about, Graceland and Elvis. So, okay. Oh, Terry. Hey, let's see. Oh, who asked about Graceland? I asked the pendulum. Oh no, it was me. I was asking if you guys were going to get all the spirits out of Graceland, and so because I was watching you guys last night, and I stayed in the podcast, pretty much to the end, I think, and I was kind of dozing in and out though, and I had a question about it. If someone had died, if like, and it was real specific, if someone had been beaten till they had a miscarriage in that house or in that on that property, and it would have probably been like within the last 100 years, I think. But that feeling, that picture, that whole mental image just came while I was hearing all the spirits talking, on the machine that you guys were using to pick up on their conversation. And it's just such a, I don't know, it's so eerie that was like the specific thing. So someone was murdered there. Yeah, somebody. And did they happen to like get beaten to death, kind of thing? Like,
hopefully it was a fun murder.
Well, maybe not fun for the person who was being murdered, I would think that it would be more fun for the murderer, but you never know. Oh crap. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me, but that's probably, yeah, that's getting declined. Sorry. If you'd like to chat with me, you're going to have to get into the podcast and chat with me on the chat. Chat with me on the chat. So anyway, Dylan's in my bed. I'm still like really kind of, I'm chatty, but really in my head I'm going, oh my God.
Well, just have to send me a text then.
So anyway, witchy stuff. So we're talking about divination, which is always yes. Hey Courtney. All right. So yeah, there's more people here tonight. And so anyway, we talked about runes and how you could make your grocery list with runes if you'd like, and it looks a little fancier. And it's kind of nice. Okay. Oh yeah, you can write some grocery list items for us.
I've actually got half of the rooms left to go for pronunciation.
Oh, okay. Too, let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry, we got sidetracked just a little bit.
So maybe it'd be, well, let me just finish the letters and then we'll go over some like examples on like, just the differences of reading it, I guess.
All right.
So we left off with the J sound. So we had our, let's see, I for igloo, I for ice, J for jeans. I guess that should be an S. I don't think you have a singular gene. But a year. So like we were saying, like a fjord or a jarl. Would be, you can call it
a jarl. Yeah.
Or some. I had another example earlier, but the remaining we've got the L sound, L for love, M for more. Or just the sound, yum. N, the N sound with your tongue for none. The O, not the H in hope, but the O sound. The P for pot or pierce or any P sounding sound. R looks like an R, so it's pretty easy to remember that one.
Yeah.
This is the R sound. S, just this T for time. The U, so it'd be like tune or even book. So book, I guess it's book, but the U sound. And then you got the P, or not the P, goodness, the V and W. They look the same because they sound the same. So you might have a case where you maybe make a different symbol to single it out, but wine, vine, vehicle. Vehicle sometimes.
Well, I had a teacher who was from India, and she would say things like vitamin, and she meant, well, we would say vitamin, but vitamin. She would say it vitamin, and I would say, what'd she say?
So sometimes you'll see that in different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Star Trek had an example where it was like they said a nuclear vessel, but he would say nuclear vessel.
Yeah.
I was like, why would he do that? But apparently
Yeah.
there's a reason.
Yeah.
And then the last one's the Z sound. So you'd think it'd be an S, but it's a little bit different. S or Z.
Mhm.
It's a little bit different, a little bit of buzz to it. And then you've got some combinations. So here would be TH,
Mhm.
like s and tooth,
Mhm.
the ch and a CH, and then ing, like a ng.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll hear that in other examples other than like in ing, but
Yeah.
there are other examples.
Uh-huh.
But let me write a couple words here. Of course, I need a new piece of paper.
He's an artist too. He draws.
Yeah, and I just had
Pretty good.
safety training today at work.
Oh,
and
nice.
Guess what? I got all the questions wrong right in front of the GM and everything.
Ooh,
Like,
that's always good
but I
when you
got-
don't perform well at work.
But I got an attaboy for the effort.
Hey,
so I'll
all
take
right.
that.
Pay for effort.
All
That's
right.
always good. I mean, at least if you participate and you're trying.
Yep. So let's go. We'll just do
Do like milk, eggs, bread.
oh yeah,
You know,
we'll do that.
like
so
the typical grocery list.
milk.
The things like, you know, if they say a storm is coming, that you'll run to the grocery store. Milk, eggs, bread, toilet paper. Pretty much, you know, standard for everyone.
Bread and toilet paper.
Yeah, and TP. Remember back in the when COVID started and there was a toilet paper shortage and it was the most ridiculous thing in the whole world. And just so happened I didn't need it. And so like I got through that, I don't know, month or so without like having to like sweat it. But and I did go around once just because somebody told me you really can't get toilet paper anywhere. I was like, you're kidding. That's bullshit. I'll go find some toilet paper.
And
I
we'll
didn't.
do-
It was weird. So yeah. Luckily I didn't really need it. So yeah, that would have been bad. So now I'm kind of like, you know, I keep a little, you know, put away for a rainy day.
All right. So we'll go milk, eggs, bread.
Yep.
So we've got milk. So ilk.
Mm-hmm.
We got eggs, so it's just the EGS. You don't need a double G.
Mm-hmm.
Bread, you actually drop the A because the from E is good
Do you
enough
have to put the same letter for like if you have two G's? Do you have to like put the
Nope.
same one? Yeah, because it's
So-
the same sound.
Yeah,
right?
it's the same sound. So literally,
Yeah.
you're not worried about the spelling or anything. You can get pretty creative with your spelling as long as
Yeah.
the sound is correct.
Gotcha.
So here would be toilet paper.
Mhm.
It'd be toilet paper, or you could do TP for short.
Right.
You know, TP. So here would be an example of just three different words. They're different words. So you got cat at top, Kate in the middle, the A, so the
Mhm.
A, and then you got coat,
Mhm.
like coat they would wear.
Yeah.
And it's just that middle letter, just the middle sound that changes that difference.
Uh-huh.
So I guess an example of, I use it just for my notes. I'm a dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeon master.
So if
I said he'll take me to exotic places that I've never been.
Mhm. Yep, exciting people you'll meet, all these different scenarios you'll be able to
Mhm.
outwit and whatnot. But so if they get my notes, players get my notes. They're not going to be able to read anything very
So
clearly.
They don't know what's gonna happen.
So they don't really know anything, even if they get my notes. But I can read it just fine and write it. It's pretty much like a second shorthand.
Mhm.
I guess I've been doing it for maybe like 2 or 3 years now. But
Well, and sometimes it's part of the game, you know. You see on the pillar next to you,
Yeah.
some ancient looking runes.
But sometimes you also you get like you see it in pop culture and stuff, and it's like, hey, I can actually read that, a little bit at least, not all the time, but just real quick, if you wanted to, get the full like sounds and the shapes of those sounds, there's like a little screen grab for you, so you can get. I guess actually the way that I write it down is I've got a little bit of an alphabet here. So it's kind of like the A through Z, and then you got kind of like your alternates. So you got the A, the A. So, but that would be an example of just a real quick way to kind of write out the alphabet for phonetics in
Very
that
nice.
in that regard. So not everybody does that way. I know a lot of people, they just do like the letter replacement. So you just be like, for the bread, it wouldn't be BR, it wouldn't be ed, it'd be BRE, and then you'd have the A in there, kind of frivolously, but because you're not going to pronounce
you're not going to pronounce it.
Brad,
right?
That'd be kind of weird. But some people don't read it the way that I do either. So but it's kind of interesting when
it is interesting, and it's sort of subject to interpretation a little bit.
If you have other people that can write it too, it'd be kind of interesting to be like, just to have that kind of relationship with a person where, hey, we can write Mrs. Suits tweets, and nobody else can read it. But
you know what? You can write in cursive.
And
that's all you have to do.
God.
If you write in cursive, you're writing in code, because the younger generation can't read it.
They don't teach it in school anymore.
They don't teach it in school. I had a specific notebook that was for penmanship, and you would get, docked points for not having your tail long enough on your P or something, So, but yeah, there was penmanship when I was in school, and then now they can't even read cursive writing. My daughter, I gave her some recipe cards that my grandmother had written. She's like, I can't read them, Mom. That's just so sad. So now I have to like rewrite them so she can read them. It's sad.
Remember the first time I took keyboard classes though? Like, I remember, because like right now it's like I can type with my eyes closed, talking to people, talking like completely different things while I'm still typing a completely different sentence. But like when I was in school learning how to type,
I had to learn how to type. I took a typing class. I took not only that, but I took a shorthand class, and that was kind of like runes,
Or like the court stenographers, they got the 13 key or 12 key. I can't remember what it is, but my grandma's a stenographer, and they've got basically shorthand keyboard to get all basically as people are talking everything down as.
You know what? I forgot, since he's here today. Little witchy item is that he is a descendant Rebecca Nurse, who was one of the original Salem witches.
Who wasn't actually a witch.
She wasn't actually a witch, and she was acquitted, but not till after she was already dead.
Pretty terrible.
But he is a descendant of, and I wear his little vial. I've got some blood in there, so it's a powerful talisman. So. But
chock full of that blood too.
I know, he's got a whole bunch. Maybe you'll get more.
I've actually got a pen. I got a glass pen. So I got like fountain pens and stuff.
To write in blood.
And I've got a glass pen that you can.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you write in it, it's kind of like red, and then when it dries, it's like
it's kind of brown.
It's very brown, so it's not even doesn't look like blood anymore. It's
oxidized, once the
iron
oxygen
in your blood rusts.
It rusts. Basically we turn to rust.
Iron in your hemoglobin.
Yeah,
that carries the oxygen throughout your blood.
That is correct.
Or through your blood, throughout your body.
Fun, huh? We were just talking about. Well, we were talking about how insulin works for your cells as well.
Yeah.
How you got to have it to get
type 1 diabetics, so that's super fun.
Get glucose into the cell, and if you don't have it, it's like standing there at the door going, I'm here.
Yeah, there's plenty of
is
sugar.
Anybody going to answer the door? Yeah. Hello, can we come in? No, the door's locked. So So then the cell's just sitting there going,
I'm really
how
hungry.
come nobody showed up? And so it's because insulin wasn't there to open the door for them. So they have to have that insulin injected so that they can have the glucose will go in the cell. And so Dylan doesn't have any Isle of Langerhans functioning cells.
So beta cells got blasted by my immune system.
Yeah, so now he's type 1 diabetic and is insulin dependent. So
and whenever I get pulled over by the cops, it's super fun to explain. My needles are not for heroin; they are for insulin.
Sorry, guys, not a heroin bust today. Just insulin. Just me and my insulin. So anyway, it is probably a bit of a letdown for them that they don't get to make a big bust. So, anytime they don't get to ruin somebody's weekend.
I mean, one thing did lead to another that one time, but that was unrelated to me being diabetic.
That had to do with the smell of marijuana, I'm sure.
I mean, it got them in the door, and then they went from there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Bob's back. Bob came back. You can just see Bob's tail in the film. Bob's tail is in in the camera. Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, and yes, ladies, I do feel like the luckiest girl on the planet that I have Bob
Mhm.
and Dylan in my bed. And yeah, and what time is it? Oh, it's still okay. We got a little time yet.
Mhm.
So let's see. We were talking about divination and stuff. The only bad thing, I can't see very well in here. We talked about types of witches on that was on the other show though. Oh, that's what it is. Today's date is the 11th. On the 16th, I believe it is the full moon. So come along the 13th. If you have full moon magic that you're going to be working, anything like that, if you're observing it for some other reason, there's also uh, the spring equinox, the vernal equinox. So it's kind of a big time right now for the celestial goings on. So let's see that goes along with Easter.
Mhm.
That's a lot of the holidays, the pagan holidays or pagan observation ritual times. I don't know if you want to call it a holiday. It's all really based on astronomy and the position of the Earth to the sun, and vice versa and whatever. And so it's based on that a lot in every religion. And there's so many similarities that I think we should focus on the similarities and not the differences, honestly. And so then I was going to see spring equinox.
Well, I will maybe entertain you a little bit to know that I get to be an Easter bunny this year.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm going to be an Easter bunny. Apparently, the day of the full moon. I didn't realize it was going to be a full moon yet, but I'll be the Easter bunny. And last year, I'm very tall and kind of skinny. So, like, you put this Easter bunny suit on me, I look like kind of scary if I'm standing. So I scared the crap out of a lot of kids. Like they get out of the car and they're like, "Yeah, Easter bunny! I can't wait to meet the Easter bunny. It's so
and he
great!"
stands up. He's
and then,
6'2",
and they look at me like from their excited faces. They go from like, "Yeah," like.
No. That's so funny.
They like hide behind their moms, and it's just like, oh man, I'm like trying to be like fun for the kids. I'm just scaring the crap out of them. I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing anything. And apparently, one thing you never should do with the Easter bunny suit on is like if you're sitting in a chair like this.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's got that big grin, like, like never do one of these. Where like you turn your head because like the head moves while the body just completely stays still, and apparently it's just very unsettling to see creepy. Something like that.
Oh my God!
So I was yes, I scared a lot of kids. So.
Terrified children running.
Like this giant bunny man who's clearly not the Easter bunny. Is an imposter.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so then they'd be like sitting on.
Don't take candy from him.
Like sitting the kid on my lap, and I'm like, I
could take it.
I could take it or leave it or whatever. And the kid's just like obviously struggling to get away. Like, please don't make me touch this thing. But, yeah.
No, not the Easter bunny.
That to look forward to.
Oh dear God,
soon.
That's so funny.
Weekend.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I got out of being Santa at least. So.
Oh
didn't
God.
have to do that.
Yeah, you'd make a terrible Santa.
I'm not fat. I don't have a white beard. I don't know like nothing. I'm 0% Santa.
Yeah, no, you're just not in the range for Santa. Yeah. No, sorry. So then, let's see. There was we were talking about this is a product of getting older, I think. Like I'll walk into a room and forget what I went in there for, and I hate that when that happens. I really do.
That's just your player canceling your action.
That's so funny. So anyway, I was just checking the comments and seeing if there's anyone that was making any comment that I needed to address, but I see there's no one.
So, I guess an interesting thing I might try is.
Oh, that's what it was.
So I do the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, But maybe I could do a campaign where it's all about witchy stuff and supernatural, where rather than like fighting dragons and stuff like that, you're maybe trying to uncover ghosts and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh,
But
fun.
it'd take a little bit of work to get the
That would be kind
framework
of fun.
set up, but that'd be kind of interesting.
That would be fun. We could have a game on Skeleton Key Network. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's like our own game,
Yeah. We've got
because we're kind of kooky like that.
I've got a group of guys that I play like board games with, and like I used when you think of board games, I'm thinking like Monopoly and Sorry,
old school,
and like Uno, like not a whole lot of variety there, like poker or something like that.
Right.
No, these guys people have been making board games since board games have been a thing. And they've just been making more and more over time. So like the board games of today, like I got like these guys have hundreds of board games. Like I don't know how much they spend on these things, but it's just like entire walls like covered with board games that I'd never heard of, never even like the concepts of them like completely alien to me, and to the point where like they have different genres of board games.
Yeah.
But just from like playing the games with them, I can totally see a board game or some kind of game that's around these kind of concepts. So it would be very.
It would be fun.
I think it'd be very fun.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk more about that. But back to the equinox. I got it finally here. It's called also the vernal equinox, but it's the spring equinox, and it's when the sun is exactly above the equator, and day and night are of equal length. And it's when the days start getting longer, I think. And then that's the 20th of March. And then on the 16th is the full moon. So that's kind of, you're supposed to be able to balance an egg on the vernal equinox. And also I think it's there's some planting things that you can do and ways to celebrate. Let's see. There's
I just got done at a gardening a meeting with like a master gardener, which I've never heard of before, but it's a thing.
Yes, it is.
I think they said that around April 15th is when you can start. Was it April? I think it was April 15th.
When you could like
planting.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about frost. Yeah, the chance of frost after that was not. It probably wouldn't do.
It's been pretty cold.
A frost.
So I'm just starting all inside right now.
So it's one of the 8 festivals of the Wheel of the Year. The spring equinox is always meant fertility, renewal, things like that. And so, even from the dawn of time, we've celebrated that rejuvenation and that rebirth of that spring brings to us after we've had winter. And it's that energy exchange, and so it says that planting some seeds, we give a little bit of our energy to those seeds when we plant them and nurture them, and when we make habitat for birds so they can nest and procreate, and when we do things, putting our garden in and that, yeah, it's well, yeah, and I think just everything is renewing itself.
Everybody's waking up from winter and hungry. It's like, here, have some food. Here's a garden.
Yeah, that's nice.
Flowers, it's yummy nectar.
And then asparagus, and there's a lot of wild things now, like greens, like chives and asparagus, and you can find those out in the wild, and mushrooms and stuff. Morel mushrooms are coming on now. It's pretty much your time. So, and then, just go outdoors, everybody. Get outdoors. I think next podcast, the Ask Madam show, we could go outside because it's still almost light out. And I think because, we want to go out to the swamp. I have some footage of the swamp I was going to share with you, but I think I'll hold off. Yeah. Well, we could, maybe it's from the kayak, but we could just set up something out there. And I'll take the internet with, we'll take the internet with us. So, because we can. It's like a hotspot. And I love that it's like, it's really is portable. You can do a lot anymore. I mean, you could go out in the wilds of wherever and still have internet. I have, inverters and stuff too. You can run anything off of an inverter
So be
and a
careful.
battery.
In a kayak, I don't know about that.
Well, maybe not in the kayak,
Okay.
but you can have those battery packs, and run. Well, like
Yeah.
you can take your the GoPro.
Yeah, I got like a pocket juice thing too.
Yeah, pocket juice and a
Battery
GoPro
pack.
ready to go.
Yeah.
I actually used my phone, and I'd put my phone like between my knees. I'd get my knees up in the kayak, and I'd put the phone there, and then I'd just paddle.
I'm sure I could print you. I'm sure I could print you a stand for it or something.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was interesting, and I did it, and Bob went with me one time in the kayak. Bob's a kayaker. I thought he might try and jump out, and he thought about it, and then when I got close to the shore, I let him go ahead and get out and see what was out there, because he thought maybe he could just walk on water. I said, "Sorry, Bob, your name's not Jesus. your name's Bob." So, yeah, Bob not walking on water.
It's like a fishing Bob.
Yeah. I used to have a cat, though, that we named Motorboat, because he jumped in a hot tub of water, like a really scalding hot. But the little cat just came and jumped right in and scooted right across the top of the water and right back out again. So we called it Motorboat because it scooted right across the top of the water.
Do you that's an interesting meow.
Yes, it was.
Do you skip stones on the water?
I'm not very good at it, but I've tried. I have tried. So, but yeah, I can find flat rocks over there to skip on the water. I love my little beach right across the street. It's really nice.
You do a show there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This summer we'll be doing much more on location stuff this summer when the weather's warm. So,
View of the bridge.
although at 7:00 the mosquitoes are starting to come out, so we'll have to balance, being outside with mosquitoes, because they can get really, really aggressive here on the swamp in Iowa. And so, yeah, we have to kind of balance that out.
Oh, not on the riverside, but in the back.
Well,
Where's the
no, I mean everywhere. Like they are everywhere, and they are thick, and it's like you can hear them in your ear, and that, that little tiny buzz, and
bee suit or something.
Yeah, kind of gives me the willies just thinking about it.
So gross. Just like thinking,
they are gross.
Yeah, I inject myself every once in a while, but like to have like somebody's injecting into me to steal my blood. That's mine. I made that. You can't have that.
But I need it for survival. Come on, give it to me.
Did you know that it's only the females that actually draw blood because they need the iron or some enzyme from your blood to make their eggs? And if they can't get blood, they can't make eggs to make more mosquitoes. So every time you get bit, boom, that's more mosquitoes. It makes you even more mad that I got bit now.
Well, no, it gives me even more satisfaction when I swat them and they're all full of blood. Take that. Yeah. You're not getting it now.
Apparently, there's some guy who could he would get them to bite him, and he would flex his arm or something, and then the skin would tighten, it would get him stuck. So he'd have a whole bunch of trying to get out of his arm, but they couldn't pull their mouth out. It was that's pretty extreme.
Yeah,
but
it is, but it sounds fun. Kind of sadistic,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm a sadist, but the only thing I'm masochistic about is beauty. If somebody says, "Oh, it'll make you look really good," I'll be like, "Okay," and I'll sit in the chair while somebody puts noxious chemicals on my head, or pulls my hair to comb it and cut it and put it in rollers and all this other stuff. But you're gonna look great when it's all done. Okay, I'll sit there. So this is fun. Let's see. We're at 7:49. Anybody got any questions for me? It'd be really nice if one of these Ask Madam segments actually had questions.
So
let me check my email.
I do have a ginormous crystal ball. I don't know if that would be of any use to you.
Ooh,
I've had it
I
for
love ginormous crystal balls.
So I've got ones that are
ginormous balls.
Got ones that are this big. But I've also got one that's
Ooh.
that big. It's pretty big, and they're heavy.
That would be so cool.
But I don't know how to use them, so I just kind of have it for decoration.
I could do some divination with that.
Yeah, and not too expensive either.
Let's see.
I mean, they're not
Spring
cheap, but
equinox.
round ball.
Okay.
Nice.
And you can do same ways, similar ways to celebrate, the equinox, whether you're Christian or pagan. Go outside, enjoy the weather, dig in the dirt if you can. Plant some plants.
But
Just
wash your hands.
yeah, but wash your hands when you're done. Things like that. And then let's see, if we go to the full moon, I'm sure it's the 16th.
Yeah, like right now would be the time to start.
March.
What was it?
No, April.
Starting indoors. Be like peas, legumes.
Good Friday was when you're supposed to start your potatoes
Cucumbers.
outside.
What was that?
Good Friday is when you're supposed to put your peas and potatoes in.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it's April 16th, Saturday afternoon. So we'll have a full moon. We'll start like spells and things 3 days before. So that'd be April 13th in just 2 days. And then you'll go 3 days after the full moon with some, not all. I mean, and I guess it depends on what you're doing and what your intentions are and how much you want to make, how potent you want to make that spell. So, but usually I would, have things going 3 days before and 3 days after. So
set your water out.
Yep, set your water out, set your crystals out, set
wands,
your wands, all your tools, your witchy tools that you use on your altar, your knives, your things like that, to get recharged and cleansed, or cleansed and then recharged. And so it's a good time for all of that stuff. And
do you make wands?
I don't, but my friend Terry has a wand. She was talking about her wand. I have knives. I have like two like extra knives. And then I can use the knife as a wand if I need to, So, but yeah, well, and I kind of like anything that's got sharp edges.
Actually, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why would you not use a knife?
I actually do have a piece of wood. I don't really use it like a wand, but it is an interesting piece of wood. It's really quite cool. And I put it on my altar all the time.
Sometimes like staves. It's like, hey, check out this cool stick I found. It's got all these roots and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. I like beaver sticks, just because I like to say beaver stick. And we have beavers here that scare the crap out of you when you're kayaking.
So for if anybody's watching, like, is there anything that they would want to see next time on the next episode?
Like if there's anything that you guys would like to see, or if you have questions that you think of later, you can always send them to skeletonkeywitches@gmail.com, and I'll check for questions or comments and stuff as we go, through the week. Also, like I could potentially answer a question for you on Madam on Thursdays. I do podcast Thursday night at 10, so it's hopefully just an adult audience, because I'll talk a little bit more about BDSM things and what it's like to be a dominatrix. So, and that's fun stuff. And also witchy things, just, whatever it is that's of interest to you guys, or happens to be interesting to me at the time, because that's kind of what it boils down to. What is it I'm interested in? And hopefully it'll align with everyone else's interests as well. So, but I want to thank Dylan for being here. He's great. And I'm hoping to get him in my bed again very, very soon. So with that, I think we'll sign off for tonight, and wish all of you a very blessed evening, and have a great week. And we have Rosie coming up after me with it's the Spectral Sailor. And so everybody stick around for that. and give Rosie a shout out. And you guys be blessed and be happy and love one another.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.